Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Science Smoke Sessions. I am sorry for the hiatus, but as you can see, things are pretty different right now. We're more visual, very better quality. But yeah, before me rambling on about that, we have a very special guest, someone who I've been known about for over a year now, maybe. I remember one of the first people I wanted to interview, but again, I was stuck in England. But yeah, we have Eli, the MMA guy from Phuket, who is a professional MMA fighter, as well as the owner of a really, really beautiful and cool Cannabis cafe down south, and the supply shop. But yeah, that's how I first heard about you, is the MMA supply shop, when I was deciding where I've been in the middle of this, about how MMA is so good down south. Sadly, I didn't move down there, but you made it up here to have this interview. So yeah, Eli, tell us a little about yourself, man.
Yeah, as you told already, I'm an MMA fighter. I'm from Germany, Berlin, and live in Thailand since 4 years already.
Wow.
Yeah, I came here just to train Muay Thai, actually, to work on my elbow strikes.
Nice.
And then the lockdowns happened, and I just used the situation. And yeah, and the first time in Thailand.
First time and you got stuck.
Yeah.
Hey, weirdly enough, heard that about a few people. I think COVID was like the exclusive of final stay.
Yeah, man, it's cool when at least some people can profit from all of this, you know, like some small people, not just the big
Yeah, it wasn't terrible for everyone, thankfully.
No.
But yeah, you've been doing a lot down south, man. Like I was showing some of the guys here today some of your fights on YouTube, and then you have the what would I call it, dispensary or a cafe? How would you describe it?
Yeah, I would say it's really like a unique place where you can meet people you would otherwise not meet. So, because like a fighter usually doesn't spend time in a coffee shop too much, or like it's very rare that you sit like next to a fighter as like a businessman or something.
Yeah,
It's just a unique thing, and it just grow like organically, you know. Like in the beginning, we just had coffee and boxing equipment, and then the ganja was legalized. So I was thinking, man, I sell weed all my life, so I should put it in the shop too.
yeah, buying it. Why not?
And yeah, and now it's just like a place where you can come, and if you respect everybody there, you can do whatever you want. You can chill there. You don't need to buy anything. You can just take an ice bath. You can smoke your weed. You can buy boxing equipment or watch fights live.
Yeah.
You know, we do the live streams. Yeah, I think it's just a nice place for people to also connect to Thailand, because it's sometimes when you come here and you have no Thai at all, no language skills at all, it's a little bit hard to find like good spots or the best gyms, and therefore it's just a place to start your journey, you know.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I think I recommend, if I could recommend your place to a few of my friends who are fighters down at Host State did go, because I mean, like when I first was doing the podcast and stuff, I was like, I need interesting guests, and I was like, wait a minute, I've been following this fight for a while, and then saw that you started doing the whole weed industry bang as well. I was like, well, shit. And now, yeah, it's done really well. And like, I guess one of the questions I wanted to ask you about was like, how do you correlate martial arts and cannabis? Are you one of those that use it as kind of something that helps with martial arts?
Yeah, it helps in many different ways. So the most common way, I would say, is for recovery. Mm-hmm. So if you're just training and your body always moves and you don't really rest, you know, not your body, not your mind, you're always active. And then it's just like on the weekend, it helps you to shut down and relax. But there's also, of course, the side, especially in grappling arts, where you have a better feeling. You feel your body differently, and it's almost like cheating, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
If you smoke a good sativa before a roll, you're just better, you know. Yeah. Especially if you have your basics done already. I mean, to learning the basics, maybe it's better to don't smoke before training. But if you have your basics in, if you just go for a roll, maybe an open mat somewhere, you just get in the flow state, you know, with a good sativa.
Yeah.
And another way, what I found out is if you do striking, so boxing, Muay Thai or stuff, you are different when you smoke, right? And you are a little bit slower, but your timing gets better.
Okay.
And if you do that, let's say in your regular training, 2 times a week you smoke before training, then you have just a different feeling and your timing improves. But your reaction time does not improve. Okay. It goes down a little bit. So you train yourself to use your timing and not your speed, not your reaction time. And when you then cut the weed out before your fight for a few weeks, your speed comes back, but your timing is still there.
Okay.
So that's a way how you can really improve your striking skills too, not only the grappling.
That's interesting. Kind of like many think of like people who train, there's like when they wear the weights on their wrists and ankles, they're building up that. Obviously, they're not going to fight with those on, but their body's getting used to that kind of pushback. So I guess it's the same.
Exactly.
Like a stone. You've got the timing pushback, but you've got used to doing it stone. So when you're doing it sober,
not that. I'm sorry, but it's not the timing, but the speed, the reaction time. The timing is you learn to use your timing more. That you need to use your timing more because your reaction time goes a little bit down, like the weights. The weights is a good picture for it because it is really true that you are a little bit slower and your timing need to be on point. And yeah, then as you say, when you put the weights up, you just get
completely different. Yeah, that's awesome though. So as well, like, how did you get started with cannabis? Was it back in Germany?
I went like, I think with 13 or 12, like to a boarding school. I think that's the correct name in English. Sorry, my English is not perfect, but where you go to school and you sleep there too, right? Yes. Because I was kind of a problem child, so the youth care took me out of my family, and yeah, I had my new family there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and of course, this is always like a little bit painful when you're away from your family and you're only with young kids there. And of course I was like curious, you know, what is this? I want to try, you know. Yeah. So I tried to smoke, and I think during hard times it just helped me, you know, to like be happy even if you're not really happy. That can be a downside too. Mm-hmm. If you use it too much and you don't face your problems, yeah, maybe that can be a problem, but it's not actually the weed. It can be everything, you know. If you distract yourself from your problems with something, it can be a downside. But it also can help you to just get a little bit distance from your problem for a while and then going back to it with a different view. And I think that's what I did when I was younger. So I just used it to keep my pain a little bit down. But so I mean like my psychology, this art to school.
Mental health?
Mental health, yeah. Just to keep that in check, or just get some space from the mind when it's in his usual place, and have another viewpoint, you know, another angle on my problems. And so I get started with that. At that time, I didn't saw it like that, you know, I just had fun.
Yeah.
But now when I look back at it, I think it was really like some kind of medication, what helped me to get through the painful experience that I was away from my family.
Yeah. No, I agree a lot. I think like a lot of kids, they smoke weed young, they think like they do it as a party thing, but then there is that look back as like, oh no, they've really helped me through a tough time, or I didn't realize the fact that it was kind of a cushion a bit on life. And yeah, like it helps you deal with hard times. I always tell people like cannabis is a very meditative drug. It's not like you're doing these hard drugs where you pass out and just forget about the world. It's more of that set, relaxed thinking, Does that make sense?
For me, it's really all the process. And you may disagree with me, but for me, it's important to take breaks too, because the experience of changing your perception, that's for me what really makes it like valuable, you know. If you always have the same mindset, you don't see things. You just have like your way of thinking, and if you smoke, you have another way of thinking.
Yeah.
And to have these different angles on problems really helps.
Yeah, it gives you options, I guess. You know, you have the sober state, and you have the stone state. But I agree. I just don't disagree. I think taking tea breaks and stuff is very important. My friend Travis, like, he's been on a health kick at the moment. We've been like 3 months not smoking, and they notice benefits. I think, like, yeah, you don't have to be the person that's like, well, smoke all the time every day, because then it kind of do. If you are doing it medicinally and doing that, we can kind of slip into relying on it too much. Whereas I see it more as a tool for life. It's not a state of life.
Yes.
You know, and there's the same with anything. Like, I can pick up a hammer, I can use it to build something, or I can use it to hit myself in the head. You know, and it is the same. I mean, I know people disagree with me about it, but there are people out there who just like slip into this, I'm gonna smoke all day, forget about my problems, but they don't change.
And I won't trust them, because maybe their problems are so big that it's just the best way to go, you know?
Yeah.
It can be, I cannot see in this person, I cannot live their life.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it really helps to have like both.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's good that there are people that have that mindset instead of just the one here. So another thing is, like, so I don't know much about like the South regarding the whole weed community, and so how things been going to you down there?
Yeah, like when I came, or when it was legalized, let's say when it was legalized, I was thinking, okay, let's grow outside, and like, because before I growed already outside in Spain, it was relatively easy, you know.
Yeah.
So you just have a good soil, and then it's grown by itself. But because of the time when the sun is up and sun is down, you have to adjust in Phuket, right?
Yes.
And that was first a little bit shock for me, that you can only grow good quality inside.
Yeah.
And that I learned from a friend there. Shout out to Eric. You have to grow inside, and yeah, that's just the way to go in the south, right?
Yeah.
You have to put your aircon in and your lights, and then you can grow very good weed. But the best way also is to go like when you harvest it, when the raining season is done, right? Because if you harvest it in the raining season, you have many problems with the how to say, when the bud is like black inside.
Oh, bud rot.
Yeah, bud rot, moisture, exactly. So I just enjoyed it, like, to learn about inside growing from the community in Phuket, because that I never experienced. We always grew outside when we were younger, you know. And yeah, the community, what can I say? I don't connect to too much people in the business because I'm pretty busy, you know.
Yeah.
But like my guests in my shop, like they just always like amazed, because they usually come from countries where it's illegal and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're so happy that they can just smoke in the garden, hit the ice bomb.
Yeah.
That's just like a nice experience to see the people happy, you know.
Yeah, and it's an interesting thing, like, so I hang out at a bunch of different dispensaries, and some people that come from like Korea, Singapore, Russia, and sometimes they come in and they're like a bit really nervous, and like, can I do this? And it's like, oh, it is real, like, this is a real thing. Yeah, it's been really cool to see like, different cultures experience cannabis, because like some of these countries, but back home, I mean, do it there, it's life in prison. I mean, Singapore, they kill.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there was like the guy a couple months ago, they still didn't prove if he was around it, but they hung him. And yeah, it's why I'm kind of glad we have Thailand for these people. If they get stuck over home and do it, then it's game over. Whereas they have a place that they can actually come relax, don't have to worry about all this stigma in the background. So I kind of
also like the quality, right? Like most of the time, the English guys, like they say, like back at home we have gangs. They don't care.
no, they don't.
They don't care. They sell you some brick stuff, and it's very unhealthy. You never know what you smoke, you know. But here, now is still sometimes in shops you don't know. There's still some bad quality on the market, but it improves with every week. You can really see how like you can be sure now that you smoke good stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's also a very cool thing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you ensure quality stuff down south? Are you guys doing all your own grow or?
No, I visit.
Okay.
I visit the people where I buy from, and I just look what they do and ask them questions, and then you can find out really quick if they do it correct or not, right?
Yeah. There was a grow I went to in Bangkok where I was meeting the guy who says, yeah, we do all organic stuff, and then there was just this bottle of like bright blue liquid that was just labeled purple, and I was like, what is that for? And he's like, it makes the leaves turn. And I was like, oh no, it doesn't. No, what are you doing? So yeah, I think like some people disagree with me, but I think there should be some sort of seed to sale system over here, because I've seen shops selling really bad quality stuff, or still there is imports around. People like to say there isn't, but I've seen them. And at the end of the day, a lot of these imports are stuff that they couldn't sell back in America or Canada because it wouldn't make it through the test. And then they have people over here that was casually smoking stuff. There was like a paper in America 2 weeks ago about finding lead percentages in like cannabis samples. I'm like, that's not healthy at all.
Yeah. And that's really, really, really bad, because like we smoke, or I smoke weed because I want to have like something from nature, from Mother Nature, who gives me benefit. I don't want to go to the farmer and to the big farmer and ask them for some help, you know. Yeah. But in the end, when I buy some weed, what is like with pesticides, it's also from the farmer, you know.
Yeah.
So then it's really, really not what it should be. But again, we have to see also the market is so new here now. It's just a little bit over a year now, and it's improved already. So I think soon we will have only clean weed here.
I hope so. That was going to be my next question actually, is like what's your viewpoint of this last year? I mean, it's been kind of crazy.
Yeah, like as you say, the imports in the beginning, like first of all, many people in Thailand invested, right?
Yep.
But then the imports came, and they were, as you say, like bad quality, sold here. And that's why it was cheaper than the weed what the farmers grew here. And of course, the dispensaries want to make money, right? I mean, of course, some of them have some morals, some don't. Some know about how toxic weed smells, looks, tastes. Some don't.
Yeah.
So I experienced like really the import hurt the market, but because a lot of people did good work, you know.
Yeah.
For example, Thai dispensaries, they just made the people aware that there is stuff like this happening. Yeah. So now we have really good quality from Thailand. Do you agree, right?
Yeah, and that's definitely.
So what I do in the moment is really look to have more greenhouse weed in my shops, because of course sometimes people prefer the indoor growth with different tastes. Maybe it's a little bit stronger, but you have energy, right? We have the sun, we can use the sun. The weed plant can use the sun, so why use extra energy to make the weed? Why not grow it outside, right? If you can do it. That's why, that's one of the reasons I'm in Chiang Mai, you know, because just want to see really what is the best greenhouse quality available and put it in my shop. So yeah, we don't need to have like waste of energy to grow the weed.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, we have this giant light bulb in the sky, and everyone else is paying like 12K a month on indoor electric.
that's so too. It's just also from a business side better, right? If
Yeah.
you can grow it outside or in a greenhouse, you have not the costs, right?
Yeah, I had a friend in Bangkok to me before the electric prices went up. He was planning on a 1,600 light indoor grow, and I was like, what? And he was like, oh, I was able to do this, bro. I've done like big stuff in America and Bo, and I'm like, okay, when you get your electric bill at the end of the month, try and offset your profit to that, because it's not going to work. And yeah, that's the problem a lot of people in don't have is the price of electric right now is scarce. And yeah, you're in Thailand, you've got tropical weather all the time.
You grow by cells?
I've not grown here on my own, but I've helped people outdoor, indoor. Outdoor is tricky here. I mean, it's interesting. There's actually an insect league them at Costco, a certain town I recommend everyone go to. If you see how many different pests there are with it compared to everywhere else. It's outdoor growing is very difficult. It's jungle environments. But when people do it well, the quality is incredible in my opinion. Yeah. It's just a battle of the bugs and good humidity.
Yeah, I mean, the greenhouse, you can get the bugs in check, right?
Yes, and can. Yeah, the houses, I think the houses can be the next big things that create cheap again. Outdoor quality, that doing it on a bigger scale is very difficult if you can't manage pests and get by levels. Greenhouse space and how many factors deal with that. Yeah. Yeah, and the technology over here is getting a lot better with the like automated systems for using heavy for humidity, water, anything. So I think like Thailand is a fresh market and they're growing pretty fast and well. It's just you just got to see the consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency over here really kind of interesting.
And what was the point why you decided not to grow by itself?
Mainly because for me, at the moment, educational reason stuff, but also I'm kind of from the UK, which is all indoor hydroponics. Whereas here, I really want to get into the outdoor scene. And if I did it on my own, I know exactly what's going to happen in the first couple of plants. So I'm kind of just learning, seeing how people are doing, seeing themselves.
For me, it was like, I wasn't sure if the government will keep it legal, right?
Yeah.
So in Thailand, you never know, it can change really quick.
Very quick.
So I was thinking, okay, if I just sell it, yeah, okay, I don't lose everything.
Yeah.
But if I invest now, I mean, I'm not rich, you know?
Yeah.
So I have some money, but if I invest it all in growing, which is expensive, the light and stuff, but wait, quick, then if they make it illegal again, or maybe only some people can grow, some big companies or something, then I'm lost, right?
Yeah.
So that was for me a reason why I was a little bit like, hey, let's wait a little bit. And now I'm really happy because I'm not a grower, right? I would learn it while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's really challenging if you want to do the best homes, you know? So now I'm really happy to find people who do it, learn from them just for fun. Maybe I will do in the shop like 1 or 2 blends just for people to see, you know, to learn it just for a hobby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I leave it in the Thai hand, like in the big greenhouses.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing I was going to say is like, how do you feel about the legal situation right now? And a lot of people have a lot of different varying opinions with the new crime and mistake coming along. I mean, just the statements he's made about recreational abuse. How are you feeling about it? You worried down there, or?
So I think you can't predict the future, right? It's impossible.
Yeah.
So why think about it too much?
Yeah.
I mean, you can prepare yourself, check, do you have the right papers? What papers are needed? Is there a system who controls the papers or something? You know what I mean? Like I am talking about like legal papers, not the papers for rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, you should maybe get like an idea what is the current situation with it. But I think we don't need to be scared, because there are so many shops now. It would just be a very bad move for all Thailand to stop that.
Definitely, I agree. That's one of my biggest clients. So it's gonna have the recorded number of shops is like 5,000. So in my opinion, it's probably more.
Yeah,
That's 5,000 buildings now not in use. 200,000 workers now unemployed. There's the whole, oh, we released this 5,000 prisoners is what we need to eat, like some back. I don't see them.
that too. I forgot to do.
Yeah, I don't see them fully rolling back on everything, because it would cause way too much trouble, but it's financially, socially, economically with the whole country. I mean, next year Thailand wants to give everyone like a high version of a stimulus check, and then you just got rid of one of the biggest money makers, which is Cannabis. Like, I thought the numbers of like estimating at $2 billion US, and then by the end of next year. That's a lot of money that then Thailand has just pushed away, and it would just cause a problem, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably they will find like some way to regulate it a little bit. What you are a fan of, right? To check the qualities.
Yeah, the regulation. Yeah, there's been people I've had to meet, which sadly I wish I didn't, because they promote even like not pushing the KTRs or importing, and this way, this is not going to benefit anyone, both the country and the health people. And yeah, I think there should be this regulation of at least testing, or there's where stuff's coming from, what's being grown in, what actually are the cannabinoids, the heavy metals, anything in all that, because it's a medicinal plant at the end of the day. But I also believe that people should just have the right to the recreationally use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just how they're going to go about this regulation. You see, that's the next step. And at the end of the day, it's Thailand. Thailand don't really go in a straight line in anything. So where it ends up, we'll see.
Yeah, I have the same mind to like, let's see, Yeah, maybe, a big company will take everything. That would be a little bit sad,
Yeah.
But I think he will always have some small growers. I mean, if they don't let them grow legally, they will do it illegally. So I think Thai government understands the poor.
Yeah, I think so too. We understand that we take away the legal markets, the black market just set even the regulation. Black market doesn't disappear like as well, So yeah, I got my fingers crossed. I don't think that far ahead in the future. I can do all this now. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I think good. Well, one of the things is this, so I know a lot of young fighters that also smoke beer. And what advice would you give them balancing that to get them through? I think with this new generation, there is this aspect they smoke weed all the time, but then if you wanted to take a martial arts professional, kind of can't do that. So what advice do you have, even in general, for young fighters that also kind of happen to get stoned?
So a good example is Sean O'Malley, right? He's world champion in the UFC, and he's the smoker. But on his way up, he learned to not smoke all the time. In the beginning, he smoked all the time, right?
Yeah.
But when he saw the benefits, and he made actual money with fighting, he just stopped before the fight, like 6 weeks before the fight. But not always, just sometimes. I think only for the world champion belt fight, So it can work. I think it's really not the weed. It's just you can distract yourself with everything. You can go gambling. You can go out with the ladies too much. Then you cannot train as hard. So it's not really the weed, but it's more like, can you discipline yourself to train a lot?
Yes.
If you can do that, it doesn't matter what you do actually. You just have to train a lot.
Yes.
And you don't need to train hard all the time, You just need to train a lot. That's it.
Yeah.
And of course, have fun with it. And there the weed helps you. You know, if you sometimes if you train hard every day, I see people really, they train hard every day. Maybe they win their fight, but they can't smile because their life is just too hard. And that's not the way I want to live my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's better to, smoke not every session, but if you feel like worn down, your body hurts or something, just smoke and go to a jiu-jitsu class, do some easy work, and the next day maybe then smoke after training. You know?
Yeah.
So just find your way. You have to find your way. Everybody's different, and you have to see how are the results. Let's say you smoke before training. How are the results? Do you win your next fight? Do your trainers give you feedback that you improve? Yeah, then keep it that way. But if your trainer says, hey, you slack off a little bit, then maybe you have to change something. And for me personally, it's like before the fight, I cut it out, you know, because that's just the way to go for me. But again, everybody is different, and you have to see the results and then adjust your usage of the ganja.
Yeah, I think it's important to have balance and, like you said, discipline, because if you all smoke for too much, you know how it can affect the brain. You start getting sluggish, you don't want to try as much, and then you decrease your efficiency.
Yes.
Where so you need to use the tool if you want to take health and martial arts seriously.
Yeah, but also if you train too much, your health also suffers a lot in martial arts. So at that way, it's good to slack off sometimes a little bit, slow down a little bit, you know. So it's you have to get feedback. I think you have to be honest with your trainer, and not like say, oh no, I never smoke, but actually are stoned all the time. You have to be real with the people around you and get feedback, and then you can adjust your usage so you are a successful martial artist even if you smoke the weed, maybe also because you smoke it.
And it's definitely. Also, it's like, what's been sort of like most, because I like talking about the MMA side, what's been nice to like memorable moments or fight game, anime
Over here?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was more like, the mindset from the fighters here is different, right? So if you're a Muay Thai fighter, you are looked up to from the people. The people look up to you, and that's why, because as a fighter you're like a Buddha a little bit, you know? You can control yourself even if you go through the heat. You have to be calm. And if you see the fighters, the Muay Thai fighters, they are most of the time calm. Maybe a few seconds they get angry, but they shut it down really quick. And a few strikes angry and then relax again. And that's like something I just included in my way of going, you know, like don't get angry of your opponent or push yourself up like, oh, I will kill him, or man. You will get tired after the first one, you know. Yeah. And that happened to me in the past, that I just was too eager to finish it quickly, and then it fired back in the later rounds, you know. And that's why I really learned that here. But what exactly was your question again? Sorry.
The question was like, what's your most memorable experiences of MMA in Thailand?
Okay, like memorable experience, I would say like fighting in Lumpini Stadium, you know, like because Lumpini Stadium is pretty old, even if they change location, and it's just like high level stadium, and to be one of the first MMA fighters ever to fight in this old stadium, that was something different.
I can imagine. It's a way, like, stadium is legendary, and when smart guys, you fought there. Yeah, you did it, man. I was going to say, do you have any fights coming up?
And by the way, for that one, I didn't stop.
No, you didn't stop?
I stopped the evening. I smoked the evening before, and it worked out. You know, it's not always like this, but usually I say, okay, 6 weeks before the fight I don't smoke. And I just feel more confident when I do it. But man, I won the fight, so yeah, it's really up to the situation sometimes also. It's not always the same, but I think we all know it, we all know it. We have a voice inside who tells us, man, you should stop, you smoke too much. Do it, smoke less, take a break, go for a week somewhere where you cannot upset anybody, cannot just spend there some time and get back. And also when I did long breaks, sometimes like I smoke maybe 4 times a year or something. And I found out when I don't smoke long, I get too eager to be rich, successful, and but forget about my relationships.
Okay, yeah.
So it's always because I have to go back to that, because before I told you I always cut it out before fighting. That is actually not true when I think about it. Most of the time I do it. But there are exceptions, and we all know it. We just have to listen to ourselves,
Yeah. Yeah, we always think stuff this and act on it. That's the difference. Just actually doing something about this. Yeah. Also, do you have any fights coming up that you want to promote at all?
Yeah, you can just follow me like on Instagram, Elias_MMA, and there I post always like, hey, I fight in 2 weeks or something, so you can stay updated. But for now, I just plan to fight one more time this year, and nothing else is set now.
Okay, a fight's still a fight. I look forward to keeping up to date with it, man. It's going to be interesting. Down south is where you're going to be south in that decade?
I haven't booked a fight.
Okay.
So
on the docket.
Yeah, it could be in Bangkok, could be in Phuket. That's it.
Oh, I look forward to it, man. It's always kind of cool to watch your journey over here. Another thing kind of want to talk about, it's not related, but ice baths. I've actually noticed a lot of my Thai friends getting kind of into it. How would you explain the benefits of ice bath?
Yeah, there's a little bit, has something in common with smoking weed, because like you change your mind, right? You change your perspective on your own mind. And the dopamine effects are just like a little bit long lasting, than in other situations. So for me, the ice bath is really a way to get me out from like a bad mood.
Okay.
If I just have a bad mood, I go in the ice bath and it's better, afterwards. And also, if you have like inflammation in your body, just take 5 minutes in the ice bath is better. Have really many different benefits as well. Also, if you like take a longer ice bath, for example, 10 minutes or 12 minutes, it makes you stronger mentally. You really stay there. You want to go out, but we keep going. And then when you're done with it, you're just proud of yourself, because you did something hard. You keep going, and that gives you like just good energy now.
Yeah. I feel that I've been getting into it more over here. Henry, one of the employees here at the shop, took me to like Faithful Music in the spa, and they has like a hot plunge and then like ice cold bath. It's been nice to do it.
So you change it up. You go first in the hot, then in the ice.
Can do the change up.
Yeah. I did that too in the beginning, but now I separate it.
Okay.
Like sometimes I go to the sauna, and another time or another day I go in the ice bath, because I feel the effects of like recovery and stuff are better if I separate it. Because if you go in the ice bath and afterwards you go in the heat again, you cheat, right?
Yeah.
You heat your body up again, so your body don't need to heat up.
Yeah,
but one of the benefits is that your body, or the benefits are generated from that your body need to heat up, and that gives you the effect. It's like a training effect.
Yeah.
And that's why now I separate it, but we can evolve. I think especially when you start with it, it's good to have for.
Yeah, I understand. I remember Yes, there is documentary where one of the people did an ice bath and they never done it before, and it's like had a seizure after. And I was like, okay, that's interesting.
A seizure. It's a heart attack.
Yeah, but I think it was because he was also doing the Wim Hof breathing method for the first time as well. So the body was dealing with the fog and then the oxygen retention.
Yeah, so if you start shivering, go out.
Yeah.
That's it. And yeah, I fear it's not dangerous.
No, I
had like many people going into it and nobody had a heart attack. So.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I think I just brought that up because like I think different people deal with stuff different ways, and it's all like that. The kind of filled up the way that they did it was very extreme.
Yeah. No, now I understand you. Definitely start with 2 minutes.
Okay.
Go a little bit 3 minutes, and then go up 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
So and that's enough. You don't need to stay 12 minutes, And actually, it's like the most change, like mentally, is like after 2 minutes. If you stay 2 minutes, you have the shock moment where your body tells you get the fuck out. You have it under control,
Yeah.
And that's the most important. The first 3 minutes, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I think people shouldn't be watching these videos in people have done it for years in like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I can do that. We can. It's the same as weed. If you're starting with weed, we don't go, oh, here's a 30% THC, like 2 milligram joint. Smoke it all. So then you're going to have some whiting out, coughing, passed out. But everything is moderation when you're getting these things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I guess I have weed right now. It's the one that's left in weed.
Yeah, let's try.
That relates to the next question. Before I do that, thank you, Green Space, for the sugar mill, I believe this one is. This is the first time promoting any kind of cannabis actually on the podcast. But yeah, we're about to stop this and see what it's like.
Let's see how it tastes.
Yeah. I thank you for helping on. But yeah, while I was cooking that, I just built up the next question. I basically I always like people's opinions on what weed they look for, terpenes, if you have favorite strain or anything. What do you usually look for certain weeds?
The effect.
The effect, flavor, any aspect of quality.
Like the first is the taste, right? It's the first to feel like, or actually, the first thing is to see it. So, I look to have like compact, but not too compact, but like that I can see structure. It's not like a stone.
Then yes. Yeah.
And then I looked at, I can see the terpenes.
The trichomes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see them. Maybe put some light on, make my phone on, zoom in, and see if they're fresh, if they're on. Maybe it's old times in Europe, they put it off, sell it definitely. Yeah, just like this, then smell on it and smoke it. Can I have lighter, please?
Or a cigars.
Yeah, I like it. Usually I smoke a little bit sweeter one, like but it's my awesome reading and
thanks. Thank you for your spirits. But do you have a favorite strain at all? Anything that we see it and you're like, okay, I'll buy that.
You're pretty not good. I'm really open to new strains, check it out, and then the effect, I see how it affects me. And I like indicas who are not too calming, Some indicas, they have first some energizing and then they slow a little bit. That's my thing,
Yeah, they get indicas making this very sedative, and I'll just try and smoke to just relax, and I still got something planned, and then next minute I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm seeing
there's too much then.
Yeah. It's kind of why as well, I promote people terpenes over THC because THC, again, it does, it like, with just potency, I guess. But what's important really is the type of potency you're getting. So, like, terpenes are the entourage effect that is delivering the high to your body.
Okay.
So, like, I wouldn't recommend something like, oh, I really want to sleep well tonight. I wouldn't then be like, oh, have this really orange citrus smelling thing, because in nature, citrus, all the like the lemony terpene is for keeping me awake, making me social.
Mm-hmm.
And like this is what I've been trying to promote in this kind of state, instead of between like it's the sativa, there's the indica. Also, explain.
I like that way of thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've had sativas that have made me very, very sleepy. I've had indicas that have made me like making to be social.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's because it's how it's getting delivered to you. I think of terpenes of like this vehicle of the THC. Like you can have a Lamborghini deliver it, you can have modes called Thailand truck deliver it. It's just that's how it's expressed.
Cool, I'm learning something.
I'm glad. I hope everyone is. Yeah, I like talking about terpenes because and genetic, like YSU is like, oh, you're a fighter. So then I think in my head, what terpenes and things would align to help you with fighting?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's usually why I ask was like, even if anyone I ask everyone I meet, well, what's your favorite strain? And then we try it. What do they do and why? Why was they smoke that? Why would that be their thing? Like maybe it just because you like it things. Maybe it's because subconsciously, like it was shy people out there and they did to smoke a very lemon citrus thing and it's social.
Cool.
And they subconsciously note that and it's, oh okay, that's my favorite weed.
Yeah, like for me it's like always I just have some strains there, I smoke them all, and then I feel I try different things, you know. I smoke it and I go training, then I feel that one is maybe not too good for training, then you know what I mean. Yeah. Like usually, for example, violet kush is like for recovery. This gives you like it's the smile, but then it gives you a little bit energy and then it comes to dark. Yeah. But like a blue dream or something that is more like propel, gives you the sativa hit. Yeah.
That's also another you made note of that. Like, yeah, I've learned something. Now I can remember that, and if I'm my MMA kind of friend asked you, like, well, let's do this bit of the podcast.
Let's go.
So I guess one last question I have is, what do you want anyone, I guess, in Thailand to know about cannabis? I mean, I think a lot of people are kind of uneducated, so any aspect of it, what's your opinion? I think people should know.
It's not the drug, it's always you, you know, how you use it.
Yeah.
Do you listen to yourself, or do you want to distract yourself from yourself? Yeah. So nobody can do it perfect, you know, nobody. Yeah. We always suck up, everybody.
Yeah.
So don't tell me you don't. That's a joke, man. We all do, but there are also people who give up and people who keep trying, you know? And you have to keep trying.
Yeah, that's the end of the day, that's what it's about. Just keep trying, get back up. Keep pushing, don't stop. Because when you stop, then nothing happens.
Yes, sir.
Same as with fighting, if you don't get back up again,
you lost.
That's it.
There is no losing in fighting. If you keep going, you lose a fight, you recover, you train, and you fight again. And if you're really done, you do something else and do the same thing there.
Yes, exactly.
You try, you can't do it, you lose, you try it again, and then it works.
Yeah, it's always a lesson, it's always a learning.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you for that. That's it's a good message to kind of end off with. Yeah, promote everything you've got. I mean, you've got the Instagram page, you have the MMA Guy Cafe down south. Anything else you want to promote?
Yeah, just visit me at MMA Guy Shop, MMA Guy in Phuket. And yeah.
Yeah, come by.
If you have any questions, you can always send me a message. I will answer you and give you advice for your training journey. And that's it.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so thank you everyone for listening. This has been a really interesting episode, and like I'm really glad we finally got to meet, share a job with each other, and chit chat. I remember there's a lot of my friends are gonna really appreciate that this episode, and this kind of gives the point. I told
Cool.
two friends that you were coming on, and like really, they're like yeah. And so I'm excited to see what people think.
Yeah, it was funny because the first time he went like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan about that. And then I was saying, hey, soon I will have a studio. You can come, and then we do it in Phuket. And you, yeah, okay, cool. But now I'm here in Chiang Mai, and you have your studio.
You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
Thank you very much. It was cool to be here. I'm happy, and I hope we see each other again.
Most definitely. I will next time I do this, maybe I'll be down south in Phuket, do your studio or wherever. And yeah, I'm just thank you for coming on, man, and thank you everyone for listening. I hope everyone has a
Appreciate.
Sawadee Krap.
Sawadee krap.